Hi, this is Kay Whiting, and this is Made by Kay. You could contact me at madebyk.stampinup.net and through Facebook at facebook.com/madebyk for you. Today we are going to be doing this absolutely gorgeous birthday card. It is from the stamp set Best Birds. And then the sentiment is Birthday Blossoms. And the inside sentiment is Picture Perfect Birthdays. I just absolutely love this card. This is probably one of the prettier cards that I've done in a long time, if not ever. So I had some people that were wanting me to do a video on it to show how I did it in the measurement. So I thought I would go ahead and do that for you guys today. So let's get started. I did a lot of the work already, but I can go through the steps with you. So we are also going to be using the Pretty Label Punch. We are also going to be using the, I don't know exactly which framelit it is, but it's the one that goes with this Best of Birds set. We're also going to be using our pearls, and then this metallic gold thread along with the dimensionals. And we're using, first time that I've done this, we're going to be using the Petal Garden Designer Series paper. It has a lot of pretty papers in it, and we are actually going to be using this one. So but this is really just a nice set, nice flowery girly set. So we're going to be doing that today. I'm also going to be using the Chameleon pens. Stampin' Up does have the blends, but I have yet to purchase those because I do already have these and I'm already invested so much into these. But I am more than positive that the blends would do just as well, if not better, than these would. But like I said, this is what I have, and you know, I'm all about if I have it, why not use it? As you guys have seen my other videos, so I have this, so why not use it? So let's get started. So our base is going to be 8.5. I think that's 8.5. Let me check. Yes, sorry. 8.5 by 5.5. And then you just fold it. Our pattern piece of paper is 4 by 5.25. And then our white piece of paper is 3 3/4 by 5. So it's just down and quarter. So you know, you have your 5.5 by 4.25 base, and then your first layer is going to be just a quarter short again. So like I said, it's just going to be the 5.25 by 4, and then the top layer is just another quarter down, which would be the 3 3/4 by 5. So it's really easy. Once you get that, it's, you know, it's just really easy to do that. Alrighty. So with this first one, what we're going to do is teach you guys a stamp technique. It's called Stamp Off. So I did not use 3 types of ink. I used 1 type of ink, and I stepped it off 2 times. So stamped off 2 times. So let me show you. I used the, gotta get my stuff over here. I used the soft suede. I have all my bits and pieces all around me. Alrighty, so make sure that you get a piece of scrap paper. This is our grid paper. It's really nice because it has just the lines on it, and you can do centimeters or you can do the inches. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go full on, and I will be doing, make sure I'm in the thing. Okay, so let's do full on here. and that's full on. Let me go ahead and put a foam piece of down. Since this is polymer, you definitely want something with a little bit of cushion so that you have tons of imprints. Okay, so that's the one. Now I'm going to stamp off. It kind of gets, oops, I didn't stamp off on my, there we go. Okay, so there's still enough ink on here that we are going to just do that. And that is stamp off. Now, there's still more ink on here. So I am going to use that over here. And it's going to be even lighter. So it's like you did 3 types of ink when you really just did 1. So it really helps you get the most out of your inks. So I'm going to, again, to do 1. So that's stamped off 1. Let's see, let's do it up here. I really don't want a checkered thing, so we'll do that in a minute. And then let's go ahead and, I guess, do it here. Okay. So I don't want it to get too dark, so I'm going to go ahead and just stamp off, and then, let's see, yeah, here. And then for the last one. And then let's just see, y'all, but I did have enough ink to do that. That way it's not so checkery. So that's how I made this background. So I think that looks really nice. And you can use, this came with the same set with the Best of Birds, so you can use it, you know, get the most out of your stamp set. Alrighty, so that is our beautiful background. So I'm still going to keep this out because I'm going to be doing some coloring. Now, I am not the best colorer. I will say that right now. So please don't don't think that I'm like, I think I'm like this best like colorful thing, because I am not. I will be the first person to say that I am not the best colorer. So with my Chameleon pens, how you do it is, how you get the graduation of color is that you you hook them up together. So I'm doing that now. I need to get a piece of, let's see if I can get a piece of, I just like to get a piece of scrap so that way I can kind of see, okay, where it's going. And like I said, I am not the best colorer, but so this might take a while, so I probably will fast forward a lot through all this coloring, because I already do have some pieces colored, so it's not like, you know, I wanted to do that in front of you, but just to kind of show you that you can, you know, what the coloring would look like. And again, I'm just going to use my scrap, and it seems to do a lot better like this. So anyway, yeah, you can, you know, do your little things. I do have a color blend white thing that'll kind of help kind of blend here. I'll just go ahead and get rid of that. Kind of go ahead and kind of make it gradual with the coloring. I know this is not how you use these, but that's okay. That's how I use them. And since they're mine and I paid for them, I can use them how I want to use them. Alrighty. And so let's see how this turns out. But that's not the one I'm going to be using anyway. So the one that I did earlier is this one, and I went ahead and just cut it out. But that's how you color. I'm sure there's a lot better colorers out there than I am. So what I did is that I went ahead and colored everything. Oops, not that one obviously. But I went ahead and colored all of my little pieces, and I went ahead and cut them out as well. So you can see I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I had a fifth one in here somewhere. Don't know what happened to it. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh well. We can use that one if I don't find my other one. Okay, and then we just did this one as well. And like I said, I went ahead and cut them out with my Big Shot so that it's all the hard work is done already. Okay, so what you're going to need to do is also, let me stick this back in the little container I had these in, is that we're going to go ahead and stamp, sorry, like I said, this is probably going to be a lot of easing, or not easing up, but a lot of fast forwarding. So there is this, that is going to be our label, and then I did use the basic gray to do my flowers. And so here is the way I did it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what you want to do is you don't want to cover up the sentiment here. You just want to kind of just decorate around it. And let me make sure, yeah, okay. And then you also want to have some kind of foam backing, which I just put up. Okay. So just make sure, and then like I said, you don't want to cover up your Celebrate You thing, but you can like do the Y because it'll still show since it's the purple on the brown. Okay, and then nice little, am I in, okay. Just want to make sure that I'm in camera frame. There, and then, whoops, and that. Okay, so I did make a boo-boo. So, one of the great things is that we sell these markers. They're called Stampin' Right markers. They are the same color as our inks. And so what I will do is that I will just go through here and kind of draw what I think it probably should look like. Any places that were just messed up. There we go. Alrighty. And then you will just color that, you know, however you color. So, I mean, you can do this with color pencils, crayons. Like I said, our blend markers, it really doesn't matter what you do them with. It's just, I did it with the alcohol inks. Alrighty. So, we have that. Now, a really cool thing that we do have is that you can color our pearls with only alcohol inks, I think. So, I went ahead and did different shades of the purple so that I can just pop them on here and be done. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get our stuff together. So we will have this first. I don't know. It'll be alright. Okay. Okay, so we are just going to put this on top. Just kind of make sure that it's nice. And going around. Now what I'm going to do is that since I'm going to take this off now. Since I have a little bit of excess on the ends, I'm just going to trim that off with my pair of scissors. That way I can have a nice lined card in front. But I will do that after I'm done. Let's see. So, alrighty. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do it like this because this is kind of checkery and I don't really like that. So, this will kind of break that up a little bit. Yeah. So I definitely, I think, will do it on that. So make sure that whenever you go to, when you have a background like this and you need, and you know, you can, you know, do it either way, you kind of pick the best spot for your sentiment so that you know, whatever looks good, you know, like I said, that looks better than if I can just flip this card over, if I was going to do it like that, because then it's still very checkery, and you know, I probably should have done it a little bit more random, but it is what it is. I don't think it takes away from the card, especially once we start adding all of our elements to it. Okay, make sure it's on the right thing. Make sure it's in the middle, and there we go. Okay, and then what I also did is that I just took the pretty label punch, and like I said, I punched this out, and then I just punched another purple because we kind of want to break up the white on the white. I'm not a big fan of that. Your white label on white is just, to me, that doesn't look very good. So, but this is just elegant eggplant that I put behind here. Alrighty, so just make sure to get that on there. Alrighty, and then you just want to leave just a little bit. This is a good way of using more out of this punch, because it kind of gives you kind of an extra layer. Like, you can do an extra layer, and you can do that with a lot of our punches. You know, you can just add a little bit where it makes it look like it's a layer. And it's just so much better than, like I said, the white on the white. Okay, so we did that. So let's go ahead and start putting our elements onto our card. So we know that we're going to have this up here. So we just need to put this somewhere around here. Okay. And then if you are lucky enough to have one of these ATG guns, you know, you can just do that and it kind of gets rid of all the extra stuff. Okay. And then this will be one of our flowers. Whoops. And I'm going to just put that there. Then this is the flower with the bud on it. Okay, and one thing that, you know, I kind of, with this card, the tail kind of blocks that pretty little gem. So I'm just going to offset that a little bit. Okay, next we're going to be doing our metallic gold twine. So you just take your 3 fingers and you wrap it around and you wrap it around and you wrap it around. And then you cut it. I don't know how many times I wrapped it around. Just enough to kind of give it a little, you know, something. And then kind of make it look like a mess. Okay, so put that there. I'm sure there's different ways that people do this. I'm just going to kind of do it like that. And then my dimensionals will hold the rest of it in place. So, since it's a big bird, I'm going to go ahead and use 3 full dimensionals. That way it will also hold my twine. And then also just pops it up a little bit as well. Okay. Okay, so kind of get this where I want it. Okay, there we go. Alrighty, and then you got the feet. Okay, so if you notice, I have some of the twine. I have the 2 edges like right there. So I'm just going to cut those off. There we go. And there's your embellishment. But you have a lot of embellishments on here because you also have these pearls as well. So let's go ahead and do a dark one just to give it a little bit of more color. I don't want that in the way whenever I put that on there. Thing does not want to cooperate. There it goes. Okay, I just got to pick it back up. Get my twine out the way. There we go. Okay, so there's that. And now it's time to do our sentiment. And then I just did this squash. Didn't pop it or anything because the flowers are already going to be raised. I didn't think that it was necessary to raise up the sentiment as well. So I'm just going to kind of put that there. Alrighty. Now with these, I did cut my dimensionals in half and then in half again. That way, because these aren't very big, but that way I can get more out of them, and then they are also not going to hopefully show. So we're just going to put this one here. Well, let's see. There we go. That one kind of matches it a little bit better. Okay, and then we're going to put this one. Let's put that one there. Maybe we won't use as many. Yeah. Okay, let's see. So you kind of want to get them where they're going to kind of match underneath. Because I really do like that. I like it whenever you do the back of it. Or not the back of it, but the first layer. And then you put something on top of it. It just looks, to me, it just looks a lot nicer. And it looks a little bit more professional when you do it that way. Because that way they just, whenever people look at your card, they don't just see, you know, white. They actually see that you took the extra time to put something back there. Which, you know, it's not a big thing, but it's the little things that kind of, you go the extra mile, people know. And, you know, people like getting cards, and hopefully people that have my cards still have them. So, it's just going that extra bit that really just makes you stand out. Okay, and there is the front of the card, and then we're just going to flip it, and we're going to do our sentiment again in the soft suede. I think one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it off because I think it's a little too dark. From what I did in my card, I think this is just a little too dark, so I'm going to just lighten it up a little bit and stamp off. Like I've said before, is a good way to kind of lighten up an ink pad without buying, there we go, without buying a new one. Okay. Or without buying a lighter color. So we're going to do this. Gotta make sure. And just stamp off. Okay, and then we're going to just see, happiest of birthdays. There we go. And there we go. Celebrate you, and then happiest birthdays to you. And so I really hope that you like this card. Like I said, it's with the Best Bird set and the birthday blossoms and the picture perfect birthday. So I did use a lot of stamp sets making this, but this is just such a really cute card, and I think anybody that gets this is really going to enjoy it. So I guess I will craft with you guys later. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.